Sam Rockwell was almost going to be a star in Lean on Me, but was cut and still gets residuals. The White Lotus star recently opened up about his screen debut that wasn't to be. "Hey, I'm gonna be a star." That was almost Sam Rockwell's line in Lean on Me, the 1989 film which starred Morgan Freeman as the real-life educator Joe Lewis Clark. Rockwell was cast in the film, but as he revealed during a recent appearance on the podcast Happy, Sad, Confused, that one line ended up going to Michael Imperioli. "They never got to my scene," Rockwell explained to host Josh Horowitz via Entertainment Weekly. "So they had to let me go because they didn't want to pay me for a week. So they got to pay for a day player or pay for a week. So they let me go. They fired me, and because they were like, we can't pay them a week for one line. And then they hired Michael, and Michael Imperioli got it. Michael's in the movie, but I still get residuals. I still get residual checks for that, even though I'm not in it." Ironically, Imperioli had joined Rockwell and Kevin Corrigan on a drive to New Jersey where the trio auditioned for the film. But Rockwell might have dodged a bullet. Imperioli told The New Yorker in 2024 that director John G. Avildsen was not very nice. "But I'd never been in front of a camera," Imperioli said. "This was the 80s. There were giant Panavision cameras, and I didn't know where to look. I really didn't know what I was doing. I mumbled the line thinking maybe they won't notice me or something. And then Avildsen comes and starts giving direction. He goes, 'And you, with that gonna be a star, you'd better give me something or you're out of here.' I was horrified. I think I'm horrible, I suck." Several years later, Rockwell found himself once again pitted against Imperioli, or at least compared to him, this time in the 1998 Woody Allen flick Celebrity. "I was a part of Leonardo DiCaprio's entourage, and I had a few lines, and they said, 'Woody wants you to dye your hair bleach blonde,'" he recalled. Rockwell countered that he would not dye his hair for 5 lines, but the team was insistent. "Woody wants you to do it." Rockwell refused. And they're like, "Well, Michael Imperioli was going to do it, because he had dropped out, and I was replacing Michael, because Michael was going to do a little pilot called Sopranos, that I heard didn't go anywhere," Rockwell said. "And so I said, all right, I'll dye my hair." Rockwell is currently riding high on the major critical acclaim received by the third installment of The White Lotus, for which he's a frontrunner in the Best Supporting Actor in a Drama Series category at the Emmys.